I would like to call this meeting to order. Are you ready to take roll, Brandon? Mark?
Yes.
Somebody?
I can do that. All right. So we'll start with you, Margie.
I'm here.
Bob.
Here.
Michelle.
Here.
Brad. Here. Lisa.
Here.
And Ken.
That's it. Eric's not able to attend. He had an emergency.
Eric. Pat.
Pat is not able to attend.
So that'll be Ken, Eric, and Pat that are absent. Or excused.
Yeah.
And Vic, right?
Oh, and Vic, thank you.
And Ken is still not able to come.
Sounds good.
All righty. Well, you know what? We've had 2 extra days to look at all this. So I hope you've all admired it a lot and go, wow, this is exactly what we need, right?
Yeah.
The Nomo May resolution discussion in action. Could I have a motion, please, for this so we could discuss it?
So moved.
Second.
All right, let's discuss designating the month of May. I love the way that sounds.
You're kind of cutting
Is
out,
there
Margie.
any? I'm cutting in and out. I've got to tell my husband to get off the freaking internet then.
So
I could just yell, but that would be rude. Go ahead.
my question is, I'm wondering if we can add something to this resolution so that we don't have to redesignate every year Mow May. That it just reoccurs every May. And all we have to do is implore Brandon or someone from community media to send out a press release about it, mid-month in April. So my question is, can we write this in a way that it just happens every year? Or do we have to pass a resolution every year for the change for it to happen?
Is there anything in this that says it's specific to this year?
No, it does not.
There's not.
I believe the intention is for it to be continuous every year. Unless you
Yeah,
read.
I don't think it was specific to this year. And Bob, just so you know, this has already gone through legal too.
Okay.
So it's good as is. Yeah, I told you.
Well,
Would you log out of whatever you're in, please? Because it wasn't working. Sorry, guys. Okay. Thank you. Anyway, on this beautiful evening, is there any discussion on the resolution itself?
Go ahead.
Isaiah, did you want to share something? Israel, sorry.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going? So my name is Israel Del Dodo. I'm an assistant professor of biology at Lawrence and the coordinator of Nomo May. So this is sort of our brainchild. This is Nomo May 2.0, essentially. So this is last year's effort, was basically completed here in Appleton, and it went really well. And so if you guys have a couple minutes, I can give you the spiel, or if you guys have any specific questions for me, I can. It sounds like you guys have already read sort of what the idea is. If there's anything that's not clear to you, I'm here to answer questions. Any fears you might have, assuage those fears. Any data you might need, I can provide that data. So I'm your go-to guy regarding this particular project and what we're trying to achieve.
Okay, so we have our expert in residence. Does anybody have any questions for him?
Israel, I don't necessarily know that I have any questions, and I think that's partially because I've kind of followed the movement over the last couple of years, and I'm familiar with it and the benefits of it for, our, not only our community, but the world's pollinating community as well. So I don't necessarily have any questions on that. I just want to make sure, and maybe you want to answer this question, I didn't look at the resolution that went for the Appleton City Council. is ours similar to that?
Uh,
And go ahead.
Are you guys working off of the template that I sent around?
It's,
Or have you generated something new? Because if you've generated something new, I don't think I've seen that.
okay, I thought we had sent that to you. I apologize. We started off with your template, but it has been shortened considerably. We took out some whereases, and basically we have the whereas about the city would like to encourage an increase in pollinator friendly habitat. The ideal pollinator friendly habitat is comprised of the formative period for establishment of pollinator and other insect species is early spring. And then it just goes right into now, therefore, be it resolved that the city of Oshkosh recognizes Nomo May to actively promote and educate the community about the critical period of pollinator emergence, generation of crucial pollinator supporting habitat, and early spring foraging opportunities. And then we ask the city of Oshkosh to direct staff to not issue correction notices for long grass and weed violations during the month of May. So that was our entire thing.
You guys are awesome. Hit the nail on the head. That is exactly what we are looking for. I think the template is just sort of a generic sort of like, here's where we started, but it is right in line with what Appleton has passed this year. I should also
so you can use it with other communities too.
Exactly. So as of now, this is the seventh board that I've attended of different cities. So I'm hoping to get well into at least the 10 cities. And my ideal sort of scenario would be to basically go from Oshkosh to Green Bay and follow that Fox River corridor of just a awesome pollinator habitat in Northeast Wisconsin. And I have also, you should know that I've been working with state legislators as well, so that this becomes a statewide initiative next year. So this year, 10 cities. Next year, we're aiming to do the entire state. And so this, I think you're not alone. Aside from communities that are along the Fox River area here, we also have Milwaukee looking at it, Stevens Point, Wausau, Wapaka, Fort Atkinson's, and Janesville, and a couple of other small towns along the way. So there are several towns that are considering similar resolutions. It's not like you guys are going to be at this alone. And of course, Appleton, Fort Atkinson, Buchanan, and De Pere, I believe, are already on board and have forwarded their resolutions. So we're in good shape there. Yep.
Good question. I think in our conversations between me, Margie, and you via email, is there a group? I'm wondering if the Sustainability Advisory Board from Oshkosh would be wanting to venture into the realm of this partnership that you guys have, or if that is a thing. I wasn't quite clear on, because as of now, this ordinance is just a city ordinance, or not an ordinance, a resolution that's going to basically suspend the code enforcement of that ordinance. But I know that there was some talk about a way for people to sign up and kind of keep track of who's participating and stuff. And as of now, we're not partners with anybody in that, right? So,
so here I'll give you guys a lowdown on that. The big community group that we're working with is Enablers Fox Cities. And so in Pollenablers, we are just a group of citizens. We're not like a nonprofit or an NGO or like a for-profit organization. We're just a few groups of people that get together, occasionally have a beer and chat about pollinator habitat, and do education and outreach initiatives like this. Through them and through my project website, which is byobs.org, we are going to disseminate the registration form, which is a basic Google form that will have a short, 5-minute questionnaire for participants. Like, what do you do already in your house that is friendly towards pollinators? Do you plant natives? Do you provide habitat? Do you mow at different heights or lower frequencies? Those types of questions. But at the end of what I've agreed to do, at least with the city of Milwaukee right now, and this is still in legal and in progress over there, is that on a weekly basis, I will provide them a list of addresses in Milwaukee that have registered to be a residence for Nomo May, and I can provide the same list towards you. What I can't provide you with is the answers to those survey questions because of confidentiality and IRB approval through my institution. So that's just to keep everything anonymous and confidential. I can tell you, like, here's a list of homes or properties that signed up, but I can't give you more detail than that just to protect survey confidentiality and the legitimacy of my survey. So if that's of interest to you, absolutely count me in. I can. That's not a problem.
Thank you.
You bet.
Does anybody have any other questions for discussion on this? Bob?
I just want to come back to my concern about it, you know, the resolution being considered on an annual basis. So is that a question that we asked Lynn and her team legally, that this resolution enforces or suggests that every May is Nomo May? Or I guess that question's for Margie or for Brandon.
Yeah, and I guess because it's not stated either way, your point is that if we want to ensure that it happens every year, it should be written in as annually.
Sure, and I actually have a suggested spot for that.
Perfect. Why don't you go ahead and suggest that, Bob? Where should we stick this?
Sure. I was thinking in the last, be it further resolved, the third line begins with the month of May. Right behind May, we can put annually. And so it would read, to be further resolved, the City of Oshkosh Common Council directs the staff to not issue correction notices for long grass and weed violations for the month of May annually, permitting all residents to voluntarily delay lawn care until June, allowing pollinator species to emerge and early flowering grasses and forbs to establish, which may result in ground cover exceeding established ordinance height restrictions.
And what I heard you say was that you just proposed that as an amendment, correct?
Correct. Yep. So it would need a second. So I'll let you run the meeting.
Thanks, Bob. Did I hear a second on Bob's amendment? Somebody who's got their mic on, maybe?
I'll second that.
Thanks, Michelle. Okay, is there any further discussion on the amended resolution?
I have one. I guess my comment would be, Brandon, are you there?
I am.
Okay. All right. So I guess, you know, because that's not absolutely clear in the resolution, if we pass this and we add that word and you kick that back up to legal and Lynn, you know, puts in, you know, writing to you, or you put it, you know, you put that to Margie, that it's okay without that language, there's still the flexibility to pull up that language. It doesn't hurt to keep it in either. But if it's redundant, if it's considered redundant, I'm comfortable with it being pulled. I just think the conversation needs to take place just so that it's clear. And this forces that conversation.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out how we can do that so it's so we can vote on this just once and it can go on the agenda.
So this is the other way that we can do this. You know, for a couple more weeks, I'm still a city councilman, and we can pass it as is today, and then I can have this conversation with the council as well. And
I'd rather that we try to include it in there. I think it's smoother. That way you don't have to have discussion on it necessarily.
Okay.
My plan is to, I mean, this is all very timely because I have to have these minutes for this meeting done by noon tomorrow in order for this to go to the April 13th council meeting. So very first thing tomorrow morning, that'll be what I address. Literally 8 a.m. will be a email to legal to verify if that language is sufficient or okay.
I'd say let's just do it. And if they say that that it's, I don't see why they would say that it's not useful language. They might only say that it's redundant, and if it's redundant, we're still getting our point across. So
I'll just, when I hear back from her, I'll let Margie know, and she can disseminate the information.
okay.
And our point is, our hope is to get it approved through council at the next meeting so that we have a couple of weeks to advertise it and send a press release and stuff before May happens. Israel.
I just wanted to let you know that as far as advertising and promoting participation, this is, I probably can't share my screen with you all, but maybe you can see my little sign here.
Yes, cute.
So we are printing those at about just like a standard like lawn sign, like a political sign. And we're going to have those available for citizen participants. So once, I mean, fingers crossed, if this gets approved through council, then, you know, I'd like to drive over, I don't know, several dozen of these to Oshkosh so that citizens in your city can pick them up and put them on their lawn so that their neighbors are communicated saying like, hey, I'm not just being lazy here, I'm actually participating in something. And it gives you a couple of links towards our website and that sort of thing. So and that's another way of knowing
Yes.
who's participating.
Well, that's very good. And if we could also get the artwork for that to include in a press release to the papers, that would be fantastic.
Absolutely. Can do.
And for Facebook, of course.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, Michelle.
Did we get a sense that legal understood that we want this, or, you know, whoever we needed to get approval from, understood that we wanted this to be annual? When it was, okay. I just want to make sure that that was good. All right. Cool.
Okay. Any other questions?
I think Pat is trying to talk.
Oh, Pat?
Margie, can you read the amended one? My phone cut out on me when you were discussing whatever the proposed amendment was, so sure, it's
Certainly.
fine. It's still funny.
The amendment is the very last paragraph only, and it now says, be it further resolved that the City of Oshkosh Common Council directs staff to not issue correction notices for long grass and weed violations for the month of May annually. So that's the word we're adding. Permitting all residents to voluntarily delay lawn care until June, allowing pollinator species to emerge and early flowering grasses and forbs to establish, which may result in ground cover exceeding established ordinance height restrictions.
Okay, so you just added the word annually?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
And so since we've made this our full resolution now, do we need to vote on the amendment first and then vote on the, okay.
Yep.
Well then, is there any further discussion on this? Okay, Brandon, could you call the roll for the amendment to add the word annually?
Sure. All right. We'll go ahead and start the vote here. Margie,
Aye.
Bob,
Aye.
Michelle,
Aye.
Pat,
Aye.
Brad,
Aye.
and Elisa.
Aye.
Okay, vote
Okay.
for the amendment passes 6-0.
Okay. Is there anyone who wants further discussion on the resolution itself? The now amended resolution. Okay, then Brandon, can you please call the roll one more time? And this will be to say that we approve this resolution as amended and that we're ready to send it to the council. Oh,
Do we need-
I need a motion on that.
Do we need a
Somebody
motion?
wanna make a motion on that? No,
Nope, it's already moved.
is it? Okay.
We the only way we can discuss it is if we.
Oh,
moved it to
that's
the
right.
floor.
That was an hour ago. Yeah, got it. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead, Brandon.
Margie,
Aye.
Bob,
Aye.
Brad,
Aye.
Lisa,
Aye.
Pat.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes 6-0.
Michelle,
Oh, Michelle, sorry.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes 6-0.
great. Thank you all very much. This wasn't the smoothest meeting we've ever had, but it was probably the shortest, so that was good. Thank you all for coming tonight on the additional night. It's much appreciated, and I'll see you in a month.
Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate you guys doing this. It's a lot of work, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time. Keep me posted on any developments and anything I can contribute to y'all. Happy to do it.
Great. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Thank you for your work on it.